Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are feeling really good today. In today's video, I am going to be doing something slightly different for my channel, and it is going to be my journey of the 75 hard / soft challenge, which I have just recently completed. So I will go into what the challenge is properly in a minute. It is essentially a health, fitness and mental challenge, which is 75 days long, and it has very specific rules. It has changed my life, and that sounds so dramatic, but I truly do think that it has, and I have obtained habits from this which I will continue forward within my life. And I also feel like it has just given me the biggest glow up mentally, physically, and just really kick-started a whole fitness journey for me. I have just loved it. I mean, I haven't loved every single second of it, which I will go into in a minute, but all in all, like, I am so happy that I have completed this challenge. And yeah, I really just wanted to talk through it with you and also share my results from this challenge, which I will share at the end of this video. I'll try and put timestamps down below for each section, and you can just jump right in to what you want to see. So yeah, I would just share what the challenge is. I'll go into each aspect of the rules. I'll go through each rule individually and how I got on with them. And also, before I get into this video, I'm going to, of course, put out some trigger warnings, because this video is going to talk about weight loss. It will talk about calorie counting. So if those are things that trigger you, then please do not watch this video. It's not the video for you today. I'm also not a dietitian. I'm not a nutritionist. I am in no way or in any means a fitness expert or guru. I am literally just at the start of my journey, basically. So yeah, that goes without saying as well. This is just my journey. This is just my experience, and I am just going to share it with you guys. I also have my phone here with my notes, because there's just so much that I want to try and cover in this video, and I just know that I will end up forgetting something, and I know I'll just be kicking myself if I do. So if that does happen, I will try and update my description box down below, just in case there is anything I have missed out, so it might be worth checking that out. And also, on that note, I do have a sponsor for this video who will also be down in the description box, and that is HelloFresh, which I have used throughout my 75 hard journey, which I will go into deeper as we get into the diet part of this video. But I do have an offer in this video for you as well, which will give you 60% off your first box and 20% off for the next 2 months, plus free desserts for life. You can just scan the QR code on screen and that will give you that offer. But as I mentioned, I will go more into HelloFresh as we get into the diet part of the video, because it has really helped me, and I'll explain how, why, etc. So if you've clicked on this video, chances are you already know what the 75 hard challenge is. If you are new to the challenge, then it is a challenge created by Andy Frisella, I hope I'm saying that correct, and it is a transform your life in 75 days challenge. The rules for the challenge are that you have to do 2 workouts of 45 minutes each a day, and one of those workouts has to be outside. You must stick to a diet, so you can pick whichever diet you like, but you have to stick to it for the whole 75 days. No cheats or cheat days or cheat meals allowed. There's also no alcohol at all allowed. A gallon of water every single day, 10 pages of reading every day, and it has to be a non-fiction book, and then also a progress photo every single day. And if you don't complete any of these tasks or one of these tasks anytime within the 75-day period, then you have to essentially start the challenge again day 1. I think if you want to look into doing the 75 hard challenge, then there is actually an app that you can purchase, which is $6.99, and you can tick off, I think, each day everything you did. I don't know completely what that whole app is, because I didn't actually download it myself. If you would like to do the challenge, then that might be really good at motivating you to stick to every single thing every single day. I've also seen a really cute post-it note, like you display loads of post-it notes on a wall or a door or a mirror, and you pull it off each day. They look really cute, and I did actually end up sticking a load of post-it notes to my wardrobe, but they just ended up falling off. Although it looked really cute, it just didn't work for me. I didn't end up sticking them back up, so I didn't do that. But I will go into how I tracked everything as well when I talk about like my results and my journey. So off the back of 75 hard, there is also 75 soft, which I think social media has kind of created for people who wanted to do the 75 hard challenge, but it was just too hardcore. The 75 soft challenge consists of 1 workout a day and also 1 active rest day. I think the diet is a bit more relaxed. You could do like 80% healthy eating with a 20% leeway for more fun things. No alcohol apart from, say, a social occasion. So I guess you can take that as you will. There is also 10 pages of reading, but it doesn't have to be a non-fiction book. You could read a fiction book if that's what you enjoy. I decided to do 2 workouts a day, 1 walk of 45 minutes every single day, and then 1 other workout. So I just changed this up, and all of my workouts were between 30 to 45 minutes. 3 litres of water every day. The diet I chose to stick to was calorie counting because I felt like that gave me a little bit of leeway, which again I will go into in the diet part of the video. And then for the 10 pages of reading, I did a non-fiction book. For the alcohol part, I did go into it not wanting to drink alcohol, but I did allow myself. There was 2 occasions which I drank alcohol. One was my sister's birthday, and then one was a party, but I really limited my alcohol. So for my 45-minute walk, I chose to do an indoor walk unless I could get out and do an outdoor walk, purely because it just worked around my lifestyle. With having young kids at home, it was just easy for me to get out my treadmill at home and just do my walk whilst the kids were playing around me. Then just trying to take them all out on a walk with me, I wouldn't have been able to get the pace I wanted to get going with. And yeah, it just worked out better for me that way. But I feel like, again, if I was to do this challenge in the future, I would love to try and attempt to do the outdoor workout. So let's go back to why I wanted to start this challenge. I really felt like 2024 was going to be the year of the glow up, but I just couldn't physically get myself into a good, healthy routine. And then January came and went. We got to mid-February, and I just really needed something to kick-start me into a better routine and better habits. And then when I found the 75 Hard Journey, I just knew it would be the perfect place for me to kind of start. I really just wanted that discipline in my life. I feel like without the challenge, I just wasn't motivated enough, but I was stuck in this place where I just felt generally not in a happy place. Towards the end of 2003, I'd lost some weight in 2003, and then I'd kind of gained it on towards the end of 2023, and I was just feeling sluggish. I was feeling lethargic. Mentally, I just didn't feel like myself whenever I looked into a mirror. My clothes that I had just didn't fit me right anymore, which there's nothing wrong with that, but I just didn't feel like me. We had a holiday booked for the 10th of May, like a little weekend away. So I started my challenge on the 24th of February, and it ended on the 9th of May. That weekend was like my goal weekend. Like, you know, by that weekend, I'll have done the challenge and I'll be able to really enjoy myself that weekend, but I know that I'll have stuck to it. And that was kind of like my motivating point to get to. Also, as I said, I started this journey mid-February, so I think that helped as well, because the beginning half of the year was just really quiet for us. We didn't have very many plans. Across the summer, we've got like holidays, we've got parties, like there's just more fun things going on. So it was just like the perfect time whilst we were really quiet at home and there wasn't very much going on. I just thought, do you know what? I'm gonna get my head down and stick out this challenge. So let's go into each aspect of this challenge. So first of all, I wanted to talk about workouts. I had a gym membership from the back end of 2023. Again, over Christmas and that, I kind of stopped going. And then in January, even though I wanted to start going, I just wasn't being regular with it at all. So as I said, I wanted to do 1 definite 45-minute walk a day, whether it be inside or outside. I knew that I was going to mainly do them inside. I do have like a little tiny treadmill that I can set up in the living room and just kind of go at it whenever I could, mainly in the evenings, sometimes in the morning, sometimes in the middle of the day, but mainly in the evenings. Sometimes I'd go out for a walk with my sister and then we would do an outside walk, but it was mainly inside. And then for my other workout of the day, I didn't really mind kind of how long it was, as long as it was 30 minutes to 45 minutes. So if I was doing a gym class, say, and it was only a 30-minute body tone, then that was my workout for the day. I knew that at some point I really did want to start weightlifting, but I just had such gym fear. You know, like gym fear is such a real thing. It can give you just major anxiety. So the best way for me to kind of start getting myself to the gym, for me, I found, was to go to the classes. So I know classes aren't for everyone, but I really found a love for the classes. I tried body tone, I did body pump, I did some of their abs classes, I've done the Pilates, legs, bumps and tums, that's another one that I really love. I also go to Steps on a Monday evening, which my friend runs, and that was like my cardio for the week. I think the key for this really is to find things that you love. Helping me learn more about weights and my form and my posture. So it's kind of giving me confidence to step my foot back into the gym. I also like with the classes that you don't really have to think about it, you just turn up to the class, get it done and then leave. And I found that I really loved them. The only thing I did try was circuits, and that was one of those I really had to push myself through it, because that was a struggle. That was not for me, and I can say I've never been back to a circuit class since. And I also did a lot of home workouts as well. So I had a couple of weights at home and I would stick on a workout on YouTube. I love following Heather Robertson. I hope I'm saying it right, Heather Robertson. I would link her channel down below, but she has amazing workouts on there. They were just the perfect workouts for me. They included weights. She does some Pilates. She does full body workouts, leg workouts, arm workouts. So you can kind of split your workouts throughout the week. She is one that I have followed religiously. So from doing my home workouts and from starting in the classes, I started to build up strength within my muscles, and then I finally put on my big girl pants and I got myself into the gym, into like the free weight sections and the weighted machines. Now that is currently what I am trying to incorporate more of. Again, I'm still quite new to being in the gym section, but I can say that I have loved that. And again, this whole journey has kickstarted that. So I'm hoping to continue in this, even though I finished my 75 hard. On days when my body felt really tired, I would just stick to 2 walks a day. So I'd do my 45-minute indoor walk, and then maybe I'd do another 45-minute indoor walk, or sometimes I would do a 30-minute indoor walk. I listened to my body and it just went with the flow. On days where I really needed low impact because I had low energy, I would just do at home, say a yoga or a Pilates. It was really about listening to my body, but just making sure I was doing something every single day. And I know if you are weightlifting, then it is good to have those rest days. So yeah, the walks were like perfect on my rest days. And also to go with keeping up with this and sustainability, it is about finding things you enjoy. And I have tried so many things throughout this whole 75 days, do different things each week. So it really keeps it different, and it has really helped me stick to it. I mean, you don't want to go in all guns blazing because your body will be so tired. So you really push yourself for too long one day, your body's gonna be really tired the next, and you're not gonna want to get up and do another workout. So I've kind of just kept my workouts not overly strenuous, but consistent. And consistency really is key. It's not about, you know, trying to push, even though I guess pushing is really good if that's what you want to do. Trying to run 45 minutes on a treadmill when you absolutely are hating life, then you're not going to want to stick to it. And also, because I found a love for what I was doing, my mindset shifted, which I do think is really important. My mindset shifted from only working out for body aesthetic to working out to feel good. And I really do feel like that helps. Like, I'm not going to sit here and lie and say I work out and I don't think about body aesthetic, because I do, but it's really helped to just enjoy it, you know, get that dopamine hit after, really feel like I've accomplished something, just enjoying the feeling of working out. Like, trust me, I was sat here like, oh, enjoy the feeling of working out, but I was someone who never enjoyed it, and now I do. Also, give yourself grace, you know, on days, especially when I'm coming up to my time on the month and PMS is getting real, like, I gave myself grace. I would just do 2 walks and make it nice and simple and easy for myself, and they wouldn't be fast-paced walks, they would just be slow walks, and I can just, you know, put my TV on in the background, watch the shows I wanted to watch, and just get the walks done. And I didn't want to make it too difficult for myself. So you don't have to have a gym membership to start this challenge. You can do free workouts on YouTube at home. I mean, if workouts aren't even your thing, then find something that you love. Swimming, I don't know, you might play tennis, anything you can incorporate into your 45-minute workout, or just workout per day. And me saying all this doesn't mean that I haven't found it hard. Trust me, I have found it hard, but I feel like the discipline of the 75 Hard Challenge has helped me so much. Like, I have loved the discipline. I haven't loved it, but like, it's kept me accountable, you know, ticking it off and tracking it every single day. There's been times when I have not wanted to get up and even do the walk. I've been sat on my sofa, it's got to really late because I just have pushed it back. There was a time where we took the kids to Legoland, so I knew we were out from really early in the morning, probably left like 7 in the morning, 8 in the morning, and we were out all day, didn't get home till about 9 o'clock at night, and I thought, how am I gonna get my 2 workouts in? And Ada was like, oh, just don't do it, you've been walking around Legoland all day. But I was like, no, I want to count these workouts in my challenge. So I got on that treadmill and I did 2 walks that evening. Also, when we went out for my sister's birthday, we were going out in London, we had a train at 10 a.m. in the morning. I knew we weren't going to be back till we got the last train home at 11 o'clock. I just knew I had to get up early, get my 2 workouts in. I ended up doing a walk and some yoga, and then get ready before I caught my train. There have been times where I've really not wanted to do it, but I've told myself, get on and do it, and you never ever feel worse after you've done a workout. You know, you always feel better, you're always glad that you've done it. Honestly, can't believe I've completed this challenge, and it is doable, coming from someone who, you know, has no fitness background. And I know I keep mentioning my treadmill, but honestly, it has been my lifeline for me in this challenge. I know that people have like the walking pads, mine's a bit bigger than that. My friend gave it to me, so it was a freebie, and I'm not going to turn down a freebie, but I know that you can get the walking pads, which are quite convenient now because they slip sit under your sofa. I do get bored of the walks. It is boring, but the good thing about it is just put on the TV and you don't have to think about walking really. You just put one foot in front of the other and just go for it. Get my show on. Me and Ade would just watch our shows in the evening and I would just walk alongside him. I also did my reading on my Kindle, which again is another step that you have to take in this challenge. So I kind of habit stacked those two together. I also made sure that I hit my 10,000 steps, or I tried to. I think I incorporated that in, I can't remember which day, if I put it on my, where I wrote it down on my notes, because I just ended up tracking everything in my notes. I even tracked like what I was feeling each day in my notes. Going forward, I definitely want to keep 10,000 steps a day in my life. I want to try and keep the 45-minute walk in my life and just trying to work out as much as I can really, but I'll allow myself leeway when we have holidays and things, but it's definitely something I want to incorporate more. I do definitely feel stronger within my body. I've had obviously weight loss and just change in my body as well. So as I said, I mentioned all that in my results. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all I need to say on the workout section. So I wanted to stick to 3 litres of water every single day. I did think about upping it halfway through my challenge, but honestly I'm glad I stuck with 3 litres because I feel like that is really sustainable for me now going forward. I won't be going back. 3 litres of water a day has to be done. My skin just feels amazing. I mean, it's not right now because I'm coming up to my period and I am having some spots pop up here and there. All in all, my skin feels so much softer, plumper. I just feel so much better within myself. My body feels like it's getting what it needs. I feel so much more less lethargic. If I got to like 12 and I hadn't started drinking any of my water, which still happened most days, then I would really feel it and I'd be like, I'm feeling really tired. So yeah, water has been a game changer. And I used to be really good at drinking water, but again, the last year or so, I just really slipped off drinking water. I was drinking a lot more canned drinks and caffeine, whereas now I feel like caffeine is one thing I have really dropped. I used to be having like 2 coffees in the morning before I even did anything else. I will say in the beginning it was a bit of a struggle. My body wasn't used to getting that much water. I was feeling bloated and I'd be feeling kind of like really sick and overly full with all this like water sloshing around in my body. Pretty quickly that kind of went and then my body got used to the water and then it just started to feel really good and the bloating went. It's amazing how fast your body can adjust to these kind of things. The other problem that I had was forgetting. I still forgot to drink my water and then I'd end up downing so much water in the evening and then I'd be up all night peeing. I'm sticking to this challenge. There's no way I'm going without my water. I'm gonna have to finish it even if it's like 10 o'clock at night and I'm still trying to down myself a litre. I found that water kept me feeling more full. So my kind of advice is to get yourself a cup. Let me just go and grab it actually. I have one of these Stanley dupes, which I just got from Home Bargains. I also have a white one of these as well. Needs a bit of filling up. I'm nearly done with this one. Your girl was sticking it to her water, but I knew that this was just over 1 litre, so I just made sure I drank 3 of these a day. And my other tip was, even though, as I said, I was super bad at trying to follow this myself, but I did try and have one of these bad boys by noon, another one by 3 o'clock, and another one by 6 o'clock. But most of the time it ended up being one of these by 3 o'clock, one by 6, and then one by 9. As I mentioned, you've got to stick to a diet, and I chose to calorie count. I know that I'm a girl who's got a sweet tooth. I'm a girl who can't cut out things completely because otherwise I'm just thinking about them non-stop every single second of every single day. Can't get them out of my head. I just wanted to have the flexibility to kind of eat what I'd like, but I also tried to stick to more whole foods, healthier things, but also just I'd had that flexibility if I needed it. I use this app here, which is called NutraCheck, and I would just log everything into the app. If you actually put in your information, then it does actually tell you like how many calories you should eat each day. I tried to stick within 1,600 to 1,800. I tried to stick around 1,006, 1,007, sometimes 1,005. I wasn't too strict with it. This was the thing. I wasn't going to be crazy strict to myself. Just as long as I'm logging it into the app, and if I know that I'm trying to just eat better, snack a bit less, then I was happy with that. I'm not going to be overly strict with myself because that's not sustainable for me. I wanted to be able to make this a lifestyle change. I also wanted to do it healthily. Towards the end of last year, we were having loads of takeaways. Another thing that I wanted to cut out, because not only are takeaways not great on your waistline, they're also not good for your bank. So we wanted to save some money. Throughout this journey, we've not really had many takeaways. We've had maybe 2, but I've always tracked what we had. I think we've had a couple of McDonald's, but again, I've always calorie tracked what I've had. And I just wanted to eat fresher. I wanted to eat healthier. So this is going to bring me on to our sponsor of today, which is HelloFresh, which again, as I said, is something that I've used throughout my 75 hard journey, and it is great because they have the calories on their recipe cards, and also on the app that I use, the NutraCheck app, they have loads of the HelloFresh meals on there. They probably got all of them, so all you have to do is just pop it into the app. What I would tend to do myself is to put the meal I was having in at the beginning of the day because I knew I was going to have it that evening because we've got our HelloFresh, you know what we're having for our meals for that week. And then I knew how many calories I had left for the rest of the day. And also on the calorie front, you can pick on the HelloFresh website calorie smart meals, which is fabulous. For us personally, I always go for the family friendly because we are a family here. So I just love their family friendly meals. And I also want stuff that my family enjoys. And I just want hearty meals to eat for my evening meal. I love that we are cooking different things every week. It just really spices things up in the kitchen. If there's one thing that I just don't ever stop going on about, it is creating meal plans and thinking of meals to cook my family, because I hate it. We always end up eating the same thing over and over again, whereas HelloFresh gives us the flexibility to pick yummy different things that we would never thought about trying before. The ingredients turn up to our door. We don't have to go out and get anything specific, and we can cook these really yummy meals. Do you know what? HelloFresh has been knocking it out of the park with some of their meals lately, because I have fallen in love with so many new things that we have tried. There's a new Stacey Solomon range, Chef's Kiss. They are on point and they're so tasty. The ingredients are always super fresh, so I love that the kids and us are getting nice fresh ingredients. And throughout my whole journey, it has helped keep me, again, sustainable with my diet, because I have just had a nice evening meal every single evening. I've felt full, I felt nourished, I've eaten something really yummy, so I'm not craving other things. It comes to you, you know, pre-portioned out. All you got to do is just follow the instruction cards, which are really easy. Yeah, there's just something on there for everyone, so it's worth checking out their website because they just have such an array of food, you know. Do not forget to use my discount code. I'll also have a link down in my description box down below, and that will give you 60% off your first box and then 20% off the next 2 months. And you also get free desserts for life, another lovely added bonus onto there. So yeah, don't forget to check out HelloFresh. Other things I've tried to do is try to up my protein intake, especially for like breakfasts and lunches. I try and have lots of eggs where I can. I also love the protein pancakes from Aldi, although I do think they're a little bit of a faff. They don't actually have tons of protein in them, but they still make for a really nice breakfast with some fruit on them, some honey. Again, tracking the actual protein part, I only really started halfway through my journey. I think I put it into my notes app once again. You know, everything goes into my notes app, but on the NutriCheck app as well, you can check kind of your macros and how much protein you're having, all your carbs, your fat, all of that good stuff, you know, and just eat healthily where I can. But I allowed myself the odd treat here and there because, you know, I'm human, and, you know, eating food is one of the many joys of life, and I don't want to cut that out. Throughout this whole process, I have found that I am snacking so much less. I kind of have like a brunch, so I kind of have like a breakfast lunch, and that's like my first meal of the day, and then I'll have my main meal of the day as well. I've learned more about nutrition. I watch lots of TikTok pages where they have really yummy and inspiring low-calorie meals. There's absolute tons on there if you look for them, and all of the meals are like not bland, not boring. They all just look super yummy. And the nutritionist, she is amazing. I love watching her videos, and she is so mesmerizing to watch as well. I'm not perfect by any means at all. There's still a lot more different things I could incorporate into my diet, but you know, it's just making those small changes, trying to get 1% better every single day and just learning more about it. I have learned just how much I was overindulging beforehand. I'm less bloated. Oh my God, bloated. I can't believe I've not even mentioned that, but the bloat I had before, just being more mindful about what I eat, was just crazy. And now I go to bed every night and I don't have that horrible feeling like your stomach is gonna like pop open and you just feel so uncomfortable. The alcohol aspect as well, that was another change for me, because I had got into a habit of having, like, especially on a weekend, you know, it came to Friday night, I'd have something yummy for dinner, I'd have that bottle of wine, you know, it started off as a glass, it would always end up as a bottle. Going into this, I really wanted to cut the alcohol out of my life. Not cut it out of my life, because I'm not cutting alcohol out of my life, but I really wanted to just cut down the amount I was having. I ended up going to a party, and bless the lady, she handed me a glass of wine, and I kind of said to her, oh, I'm not drinking, but she was like, oh no, she's like, don't worry, you can. And I just felt she was hosting and she was lovely, and I ended up having that glass of wine and I really enjoyed it. So I'm not hating the fact I had it. And then I drank, like I said, on my sister's birthday, we had a bottomless brunch, so I probably drank in that evening for the whole of my 75 hard. Drinking is just really something now I don't enjoy as much. I had just become one of those people where it was like wine was becoming my personality on the weekends, you know, having that glass of wine. Every time I was at any social event, I'd be the one ordering bottles, like, does anyone want to share a bottle of wine with me? Hey, you coming home? Get that bottle of wine on the way home, hum. Now, I just don't think I'd go back to that. I'm not going to say I won't drink, because I definitely feel like I will drink. I planned my 75 days to end just before we go for this weekend away, because I know I probably will end up having a drink on that weekend away, but I really have changed my mindset around alcohol, and I'll have like a little peppermint tea. I mean, that's what I'm having every evening now, a little peppermint tea. So yeah, I've gone full on granny mode. Me and reading, we are a love story. I have completely fallen in love with reading in 2024. If you ask my partner Aid, he would say that the 75 challenge and reading have become my personalities. Like, they are the only things I talk to him about. He gets sick of hearing it, hearing about my books, hearing about where I'm at with my challenge. Honestly, reading, I have found such a passion for it. I found BookTok as well. I have started reading the Sarah J Maas books, which I know are everywhere on social media at the moment. The ACOTAR series, I'm on the 5th book now of that. I have read just multiple different things actually. I've found that I'm definitely a dark romance girly, a fantasy girly at the moment. Reading my non-fiction books alongside my fiction books, I have actually managed to read 5 non-fiction and I'm starting my 6th. So I've managed to get through 5 books throughout the 75 days, which I'm really, really happy with. So I have my books here, and then I also read 1 book on my Kindle. So if you are following the full 75 Hard program, then you are actually not allowed to include audiobooks or Kindle books. They have to be a physical form book, but I have included Kindle in mine. I've allowed a Kindle, you know? My Kindle, it has my heart, it has my joy. I did have most of these books on my Kindle as well, so I kind of like flicked between both. I like my Kindle for like reading in the evenings, you know, when the lights are all off and I can just read to myself in bed. I started with the one that's actually on my iPad, and then I went on to the Glucose Revolution, and I went on to Manifest, so gorgeous and really aesthetic. Then I went on to Get Your SHIT Together. This is a really old book, I've had this for years. Then I went on to You Are a Badass, and then I'm currently reading, which is on my Kindle. Let me just look it up on my Kindle app on my phone. This one's a bit of a easier read, I'd say, not too heavy. Not that any of these books are heavy, but I don't have to think too much. How to Clean Your House by the Lindsay Queen of Clean pretty much speaks volumes for itself. It's just a book about cleaning your house, but it was a non-fiction and I fancied reading it. So yeah, that was the book I ended with, and I'm currently going on to finish. Reading non-fiction is more boring than reading my fiction books. I must admit, I love the fiction books more than anything. They're my guilty pleasure. But I did find that motivational self-help books just gave me so much value. I just found them so insightful. And to be honest, just reading a few pages each day, it was like having that mini pep talk with yourself every single day, because you were reading some really positive, life-inspiring things every single day. And it kind of helped keep my journey going as well, in the way that it was like ticking me over. And I was reading these things that were like, yes, you can do it. You know, if you want this in your life, you can achieve it. Incorporate positivity and mindfulness and setting your goals and all of these kind of things. I found it was just like that little pep talk. So yeah, reading those 10 pages every day, even though sometimes it did get a little bit tedious and I wanted to pick up my little fantasy smutty books, it really did help kind of take my journey along. And I'm going to continue to read a fiction book alongside a non-fiction book going forward as well. Also, another point to make that goes along with reading kind of self-help books and doing things that make you feel good about yourself is that if you want to have a glow up on the outside, it really truly does begin on the inside. So again, with like healthy eating, just filling your mind up with things that make you feel positive, make you feel good. You know, reading has really done that for me over like watching TV shows. I've read around 23 books this year. If you'd like to follow me on Goodreads, I'll try and leave my link down below. I don't know how you do that. I've literally got one person on there, my friend. I'd like to follow more people on there. I'd love to find my reading community. I love reading other people's reviews. On that note, I have absolutely loved reading with the kids more as well. I really wanted my love of reading to kind of rub off on them. And now we are on to the good stuff. So how I felt during this journey, which I've kind of been going over as we've gone along anyway, and also my results. So all in all, I have enjoyed doing the 75 Hard challenge. Like I said, I've not enjoyed every single moment or aspect of it. There's times where I really didn't want to do it. There was times where I thought I'm almost going to give up. I just love the accountability it gave me. I'd say week 1, week 2 were great. You're really motivated. It's new. You're feeling energized. You're kind of loving getting into your whole routine. You're running off adrenaline. And I'd say the hardest period was like week 3, week 4, when it was starting to become a bit like, I'm getting tired now. It was becoming a little bit of a slog. I kind of was starting to want to slob out a little bit, but I just pushed through. If you can push through like week 3, week for week 5, then trust me, the process does start to get better. When you are like still within that first month, it just feels like day 75 is a million miles away and you're just never ever going to get there. And when you get to like day 44, you'll start to think, okay, I'm over halfway now. Finish line isn't too far away. And then when I got to about day 68, I almost felt like I could keep doing this forever. Like, this is my life now. It gets so much easier knowing I only had 15 days left, 2 weeks left. Like, I could really, really get this done. It does sound so cringe and cliche, but honestly, it has really changed my habits across all the aspects. Can't see myself stopping doing it because it's like my little daily routine now. It's really, really got me into those habits. Got me loving exercise, which I never ever thought I'd see that day. Genuinely, it has been a lifestyle change for me. Like I said, I'm going to do most of these things going forward. The only thing, I'm giving myself leeways on days where I've got fun plans going on. We've got our holidays coming up. There's just lots of more things going over the summer. So I am just going to be more lenient about it. It's not going to be like rigid. You have to get it done every day. I'm doing it every day now because I want to and not because I have to. Also thinking of doing a mini 30-day challenge before my holiday, which is at the end of June. And if you were going to ask me, would I do 75 hard again? Yes, 100% I would do it again, and I would really like to do the whole hog and try the hardcore 75 challenge. No, I can do this kind of softer version now, and I would love to push myself. I know some people have done it once and they're done, but I would definitely like to do it. Who knows if I could do it, but I would like to do it. Throughout this whole challenge, I have lost about 22 to 23 pounds, which is a stone and a half. Works out after the 10.5 weeks at around a £2 weight loss for each week, which I think is a really good steady weight loss. So here's a few before photos and videos of me. I tried to take like a 360 of my body with my side profile and my back profile. Please ignore how I look in these photos as well because horrendous. I'll probably cover it with like an emoji or something. But I just really wanted to just get the videos done on the day I was starting. This is when I was feeling sluggish, tired, unhealthy, and I just was not feeling my best self at all. And then here are some after videos of me now. I don't like the terms before and after actually, because it doesn't seem right, but here is what I currently look like now at the end of this challenge. I just feel more leaner, I feel more fitter, I'm more energized, happier within myself. All of the aspects of this have just really mentally brought me to a much better place, and I feel like that glow up, you know, it shines from within. It's like an inside out glow up. I tracked my weight loss on my FitTrack scales, which for some reason the app has been really funny the last few days and hasn't loaded properly, so it hasn't got all my full details. But what I liked about it is it counted your body fat, so where I was going down in body fat and where I was also going up in muscle rate as well, and also just my actual weight goals. It was really, really good because I could also see where I have lost body fat. So I think I started on around 33% body fat and I've gone down to about 27% body fat now. Especially if you're weightlifting, these scales are amazing. They can tell where you put on muscle weight because muscle obviously weighs more than fat. So sometimes you're putting on muscle, so your scale isn't actually dropping because your fat's turning into muscle. So it can be just discouraging when the scales don't move. Actually, your body composition is still changing, so that's why these scales are like amazing. So I've used that for tracking. The other thing I used for tracking was my notes, as I mentioned, my trusty notes. Every single day I ticked out what I got done that day, and I also wrote in a little like what I felt that day, where I was feeling tired, where I was feeling good. You know, a majority of the time I was actually feeling good throughout this challenge, so that just speaks volumes for itself, I think, considering how I was feeling pre-challenge. I took a few progress photos. I didn't take a crazy amount of progress photos. Kind of wish I had actually taken more. I'm only at the start. This is the other thing I want to kind of put out there. Like, I feel kind of like, oh, this isn't my end goal. I don't really want to put it out yet, but I'm only at the start of my journey. I definitely feel like I'm heading in the right direction. Loads of my old clothes are fitting me. My boobs have gotten smaller. That is one thing that my partner is probably not as happy about as I am. These titties, they have been through a lot. 4 pregnancies, 6 babies. They are tired now. They have done their time. They're slightly smaller now. You know, they may need a little bit of help in the future. You know, I've still got a good pair and I'm still proud of them. But yeah, in the future, who knows? I might have a little help with the boobage. I did a lot of tracking on my Apple Watch. So I tracked all my steps on my Apple Watch. I hit my move every single day. It's so lovely to see those couple of months of all of my rings ticked off. Can't get much better satisfaction than that. I just feel so much more less bloated. I've started to get compliments now about my weight loss and people just saying you look really great, which obviously is just really, really nice to hear and makes you realize that everything that you've put into this, like, other people are starting to notice it. This challenge is definitely not a weight loss challenge. You don't have to do it for weight loss at all. I know that weight does not define who you are as a person at all. Like, I would never think that. I just feel more me now. And I think that's going to bring me to the end of everything that I wanted to talk to you about. I do hope that you have enjoyed this video. If you've got any questions for me, leave them down below because I will try and get around to answering them. I really hope that I've remembered everything I wanted to say. It is hard. I have had the luxury of time. I'm a stay-at-home mum, so I don't have a luxury of time in that sense because I have all these young children running around, but I do have the luxury of not having to be at a 9 to 5 every day. So I do realise that has massively helped with being able to complete this challenge. Please check out the description box. Don't forget the HelloFresh code is there if you'd like to give that a go as well. And I will hopefully will see you in a video soon. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.